According to weather forecast, it's going to really change over the next few days, and I think that's starting tonight. We're going to get about 12 days of rain, and at times it's going to be quite heavy. Plus the temperatures are dropping quite a lot through night. Ideally you want your night temperatures to be 50 or above, which is what usually happens round about end of March, start of April, and that's when we start putting things in ground, because we've passed his last frost dates. I've seen a couple of frost warnings, not in my area, but in different parts of the country, especially in Scotland. And I always seem to come to a point in autumn where I know there's things outside in raised beds that are good to harvest, and I'm just waiting for them to get a little bit bigger. But is it worth the wait? The damper it gets, the more problems you're going to get with slugs and snails. And since I've got a really good sized cabbage out there that I could harvest and a few carrots left, it's kind of tipped me to think, shall we just take them out and then that's done? Because it doesn't matter how much I harvest or how much I've already got in the fridge, because I have got quite a few bits and bobs in there. It's this time of year where I start harvesting, blanching and freezing. And if you want to know how to do that with pretty much everything that we grow through here, there's a link in the description to his cooking channel, and it shows you exactly how we blanch, freeze and pickle, plus make hot sauces and soups and curries. So we've always got something in that freezer to keep us going through autumn and winter. So I don't really want to put myself in a position where just for sake or a couple of weeks something might start nibbling away at things that I know are good to go. We've already got a few things going in here at the moment, and of course through autumn everything's going to grow very slowly, which also means that anything that's outside is also going to carry on growing, but albeit slow. So for me, I don't think it's worth waiting. So although it's a really miserable day, we're pending rain, it's blowing a gale, and it's not going to get any better for 2 weeks, I've decided I'm just going to go out. I'm going to harvest a really nice big cabbage, a Durham that we've been growing for quite a while, and whatever's left of those carrots, because we've had some really good carrots out of that raised bed, resistor flies they were, and we've not had a single bit of damage to a single carrot we've took out since we started harvesting. So today is not a day to push his luck and decide to leave them that little bit longer. Let's go and get an harvest, and then we can blanch and freeze them and secure us some food for a rainy day, and we know they're coming. So, albeit quite blustery today, we're going to have a look at what we can get. That one's coming along nicely. That's that really big courgette, and again it's something that's susceptible to slug damage if we're not careful. But so far it's nice and firm, so I think we'll leave that a bit longer, although ideally it needs to be a bit warmer than it is now and be getting a lot more sun. So we'll just have to leave that and hope for the best. But this is one of the problems that we've got. We've got some cabbages in here and some of the leaves starting to rot. That's got quite a nice little firm head on it, albeit quite small. We can see what's happening there, and I don't want to lose anything. So all these leaves here, if we take them away, we can see beneath there's more that's rotting. That one has been part eaten by slugs, and there's not much left to make that head any bigger, so we might as well just take it since it's really firm. And if I just break that off, you'll see down there we've got slugs that are starting to attack it from the stem, and then they'll work their way up this cabbage and ruin what's left of it. And that is still not a bad little cabbage, so we're taking it. Next to it we've got another one. Once again, nice firm solid head on that with lots of leaves around it, but the leaves, even if they did decide to fold in, don't look very nice. So it's got to be a case of get what we can at this point at year.
That is a bigger head of cabbage. Let's get those off. And I can see there might be a slug trying to work its way in. That's what we don't want. So another one for blanch and freeze. And then on the opposite side, once again, another nice one. They really are nice little cabbages, these. And I've got to take them while I can. And that's the reason why slugs are starting to find a little home amongst these leaves. Right down there as well. So although they're chewing these leaves at the moment, it won't be long before they get to the good ones. And another really nice looking cabbage. And those things are welcome to what's left. And then over this side, we've got some more. Let's take this net off. I can see that there's the odd one like this that's going to do nothing. It's bolting, that one, basically. And it's also quite rotten below. That's not going to do anything. So that's compost. And the rest of them don't look amazing. That one might be okay if we strip it back. Maybe one over there. But some of the others are just not forming heads properly. This one's trying, but it's not very good. But it's this one that I've been keeping my eye on. A nice big solid Durham cabbage. I can't afford to let that one go to waste. It's the biggest we've had this year. Brilliant. A massive cabbage. And so far it's not damaged. And we're going to keep it that way by taking it now. And then we've got this part at bed. And this one has got us beetroots in it, which are not ready at the moment, unless we wanted baby beets like that one. But they'll grow a bit better and they're not as susceptible to damage. That's a really good one. And there's another one just over there. But it's the carrots that I want today. I know we recently took some carrots and we buried these to protect them. But now, I just want to get what I can. Especially when I'm getting carrots that size. So today, they're all coming out. If I can get them out. They are quite tough to twist out sometimes. That's a smaller one, but good enough for me. Let's check this one. This one is forked. There's still a nice chunky carrot there. And a couple more small ones. I think we put different types in here. These are quite small, so they're not resistor-fly. But I'd say that one is. So we'll just work his way through. Get out as many as we can. I still can't get that one out. It's not having it. A couple more stubby ones. Just need to make a gap so I can get my fingers in there. We're getting some good carrots though, I'll say that. Again, that one's forked, but it's a nice big chunky carrot. So eventually we should be able to get this one out. It's really difficult to pull. And now we know why. That's the biggest carrot we've had this year. And it's undamaged. We've still got a few more to go at yet. Brilliant. Let's just take all of them. This feels like quite a big one as well. Oh. That's a chunky carrot. Once you start, you can't stop. At least I can't. The top of this one is really big. It's a big one as well. Let's give that a twist. Nice. And I think this is last two. But certainly not disappointing. And another huge carrot. I have cracked it when I twisted it, but we'll get that used straight away.
And now I'm really glad that I didn't wait. Look at all those. What an amazing harvest that is. A huge bunch of carrots. I'm tempted to weigh them, but I'm not gonna. I'm perfectly happy with that result for an autumn harvest. And those little cabbages that we got as well. 3 little cabbages, but probably 2 meals from each cabbage, because you don't use a lot, so there's plenty there for us to blanch and freeze. And then the one we've been waiting for, this massive Durham. An amazing looking cabbage, completely undamaged, so that's probably going to serve for around 4 meals. So we've got a nice little collection pending for that freezer that's going to keep us in fresh homegrown veg for quite a while. And the size of some of these carrots, absolutely amazing. These two, for example, they're exactly the carrot that you want to be harvesting. Long, straight, a good thickness to them, and completely undamaged. But I think the star of the show was definitely this one. That's the biggest carrot I've harvested this year. Once again, straight enough. It's not damaged, apart from a little crack inside that I made because I twisted it, but that will get used up today. And I can't help but measure it. Since it's biggest one at year, why not? It's 9 inches long. And at its thickest, it's 2 inches. So that's definitely a prize carrot this year. I'm so glad I didn't wait and run risk things like this getting damaged over the next few days or even next 2 weeks, because it's going to be completely miserable. And we all know that the more damp it gets, the more it attracts slugs and snails, which will make short work of things like this. So I came to that decision. Maybe you're in the same position where you've got them growing outside, you're not sure whether you ought to take them or not, but always remember, it's better to get something rather than nothing. And whatever you get, if it's too much, you can always freeze it. But for an harvest in mid-October, I'm made up with that result. So that's that raised bed done now. Apart from as beetroot, and there's a chance for maybe a couple of smaller cabbages a little later on, but we've took the best of it now. So now we can move on with autumn, winter sowing and planting, knowing that we've already secured a big freezer full of fresh homegrown vegetables to keep us going for months to come. If you want to see what else we do over the next couple of weeks, please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and I look forward to seeing you then. Take care.